And welcome to our first ServiceNow Tips and Tricks webinar. My name's Anita Collins, and I'm part of the ServiceNow engagement team. Thanks for joining us today. So we're hoping to have one of these tips and tricks webinars every week or two. Today's webinar is going to focus on dashboards and how to filter lists. And it's just kind of a getting started webinar. We're going to be reaching out to you guys after this webinar to get your feedback on other topics that you'd like to see us covered. We have a list as well, and we'll get you to rank those for us. So be on the lookout for that survey after this webinar. We're going to spend maybe about 20-30 minutes talking about ServiceNow tips and tricks. And we've also left some time for questions. So you can ask us questions about what we've covered today, but we also have some folks in the room, and I'll introduce them in just a second, who can answer general questions. So we're just, it's a little more than a week past go live, so I'm sure you have lots of questions, and I hope you'll use every minute of the time available to take advantage of the two subject matter experts in the room. Okay. All right, so as I mentioned, I'm Anita Collins. I'm part of the ServiceNow engagement team. The primary presenter today is going to be Rebecca Jones, and Rebecca Jones was one of the trainers at Go Live. She did training for the enterprise applications team, and her day job normally is part of being part of the Connect Carolina change management team. So also in the room we have Riaz Ahmed and Allison Campbell, and they're also part of the ServiceNow engagement team, and they're here to answer the tough questions. And then we're also happy to have Jackie Treschel here today. She's also part of the Connect Carolina change management team, and she's facilitating for us, so she'll be reading off the questions that you guys type into chat, and also resolving any technical issues. So thank you, Jackie. Before we get started, we do want to give a shout out to Brian Andrag for all the training that he did before Go Live, and all of the other campus trainers who helped everybody get ready. So big shout out, thank you to all the work that you guys to get everybody ready, and we'll be reaching out to you for advice and tips, and possibly we'll get you to lead one of these webinars at some point. So again, before we get into the details, I do want to mention again that the teams, the ServiceNow public team site is still up and running and has lots of good information out there, and is available for you to post questions and just generally share information with each other about how you're using ServiceNow. So to join the team, if you're not a member already, you go to Microsoft Teams, you click the Teams icon on the left, and then you click Join or Create Team, which is up in the upper right. And then in the Search Teams field, type ServiceNow and press Return. And then you can hover over it and click Join Team. So it's ServiceNow Teams, and it'll be one of the ways that we get information out to you. So we'll post these slides as well, and you'll get those instructions, so you don't have to write those down madly right now. But just wanted to say that this is still an important resource for you as you're getting deeper knowledge about ServiceNow. Another place is the ServiceNow sites.unc.edu website. So same project website. We're going to be in the next few weeks kind of reworking it just a little bit to make it focused on after Go Live instead of the run up to Go Live, but it'll still be the same great resource for lots of information about ServiceNow, and we'll be pulling together all the training links that are available on Teams in different places, and make it a little easier to find all the resources that are available, but still a great resource and will continue to be. All right, so just a little housekeeping about the webinar itself. So again, as I mentioned, it's about 30 minutes. So please, as you think of questions, go ahead and type them into the chat. And if they're about the content that's being presented, we'll read them off right then. But if you just have a question in general about ServiceNow, feel free to type it in, or you can wait till the end and we'll answer those general questions towards the end. This webinar is being recorded, and we'll make it available on the ServiceNow website. And again, I already mentioned the chat box, and I already mentioned the recording. Okay. All right, so what Rebecca's going to cover today, she's going to talk about the operational dashboard, which some of you hopefully have already found. Also the manager dashboard, so not how to make your own dashboard today, but how to find those two very useful dashboards. She's also going to talk about when you see a list, how to add columns to the list that you see, how to reorder them, how to build some filters, and how to export them. And then, like I mentioned, we have a Q&A session at the end, and we will send the survey out. So I want to do a plug for that survey. Also, I think I forgot to mention another important resource, and that is the office hours. So thanks, Rebecca. On the, I want to mention that on Tuesdays, I think they're at 3 o'clock. Is that right? I'm looking at, Allison's going to confirm for me. But this is it's an hour where you have, it is at 3. Okay, 3 o'clock on Tuesdays. You can find the information on this website, on our ServiceNow website. Please join us. So it's your chance to ask your correct questions directly to the engagement team, and many of the questions get answered right then. And then if not, we'll research them and get the answers for you. So please join us at the office hours on Tuesdays at 3 o'clock. It's like your direct line to get your questions answered about ServiceNow. Okay, I think we're ready to get started. So as I mentioned, go ahead and type your questions in, and I'll turn it over to Rebecca. So thanks, Rebecca.
Thanks, Anita. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Happy Friday. I'm going to jump right into demoing the 2 dashboards that Anita mentioned, which is the operational dashboard and the manager dashboard. Before I do that, I wanted to talk about switching your settings from home pages to dashboards. Some of you might have already done this, but for those of you that have not, maybe right now when you're looking for dashboards, you go over to your filter navigator and type in dashboards and click on dashboards. And I'm going to click on all, so you can see all of the dashboards that are available to you. I know I have a lot on my screen that look like fruit. Please ignore that. I was just testing the system. But just for now, I'm going to click on the manager dashboard, and we'll come back to it. So I'm looking at my manager dashboard, and say I go into an incident ticket, and it's going really slow. It's not letting me in. There we go. When I go back to my ServiceNow homepage after I've done all my work on my ticket, I'll click the old well to go back to my homepage. Notice I'm not back on a dashboard. Now I'm back on a homepage. And the difference between homepages and dashboards are, I heard homepages are kind of the old ServiceNow. Dashboards are the new ServiceNow. So dashboards aren't brand new to ServiceNow, but it's a newer feature, and that's what we're recommending that you use instead of homepages. So to actually switch it, so whenever you go back to your main screen, you land on a dashboard, go over to the gear icon in the upper right, and when you hover over it, it'll say Settings. And now we're in General Settings, and in the middle of the window here we have Home, and it says Home Pages and Dashboards. So if you select Dashboards, and you can just click off this screen here, there's no save button or anything, you just click off. I'm still on that home page look, but now I'm going to go back into Dashboards, choose a dashboard, and I'll open a ticket. And now I'm working on my record here. When I click back to the main screen, I'm back in my dashboard. It doesn't take me back to that home page look. So that's how you can set that. So you don't always have to type in dashboards and then go find it. You just switch it over in the general settings. So with that said, now I'm going to talk about the operational dashboard, which I'm actually in at the moment, but I'm going to jump back out just to show you how I got there. You type in dashboard in your filter navigator, click on dashboards, and let's just click on all. And I believe operational dashboard is down at the bottom for almost everybody. So click on operational dashboard. And here we go. Now it's up. So let's talk about what is even offered on this screen. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. I'll work from the bottom up. We have group membership, which is still loading. And group membership shows all the different assignment groups on campus and the number of people in them. So we have a scroll bar over here to the right, and I'll just scroll down and you can see there's a lot of assignment groups on campus. And I'm going to pick on the team that I'm on today, which is Enterprise Applications Change Management, and it says there's 6 people in that group. If you were to click on that link, it'll show you the 6 people in that group. And of course, if you notice that each of our names are links as well, and you can click on that and see more information. But I'm going to go back to my dashboard. So I'm going to use the back button, which is really nice. You can use the back button in ServiceNow. It's not like Connect Carolina. So that's group membership. I'm going to scroll up a little bit and look at the other widget here. And it says My Groups Work. My Groups Work shows all of the tickets in the groups that you belong to. I belong to 2 groups right now, but I only have tickets for one group, which is the change management group. And I can see all of the tickets that have been assigned to other team members in my assignment group. And I can also see that there's one that has not been assigned yet, and it'll say empty. One other thing I want to mention is within these widgets, we do have column headers, but they can't be reorganized. It is what it is on the dashboard. When we get into filtered lists, that's where you can pretty much recreate this with some extra columns. I know some folks out on campus would really like it if there was a caller column heading here or requested by column, but it's not here, but you can get it in another spot. Another thing is you can click on the column headers here and resort them if you'd like. And you can even right-click on these headers and export them. Here you can do Excel, CSV, JSON, and PDF. And you can, anytime you see a list, you can right-click and export it to whichever way you choose to. So that is My Groups Work. I'm going to scroll up a little bit more and let's see, can I please get rid of this? Let's see, cancel. Okay, scrolling up a little bit more, we're going to look at My Work. And My Work shows all of the tickets that have been assigned to you. So whether you've started working on them or not, if they're still in an open state, they'll be here in progress, resolved. It'll all show up in your My Work. So this is a very handy dashboard. If you want to save this as a favorite, you can do that. You can actually save any dashboard as a favorite. You just click on the hamburger button in the upper left, and third one down, it says Create Favorite. And now it says Dashboard has been added to favorites, and to just double check it, you can click on your star, and there it is, Operational Dashboards. So Jackie, did any questions come in on that?
Nope.
Okie doke. So I'm going to keep moving on now to the next dashboard we wanted to mention is the Manager Dashboard. You don't have to be a manager to look at this or have access to it. Everyone can see it. Managers might find it especially useful. So to get back and to see all of the dashboards, you click on the, let me go back, the dashboard icon, are we calling this? The dashboard's overview icon, the 4 squares, and click on all. And here we go, Manager Dashboard on the left, kind of in the middle. And And now we have my team's workload and my group's work. My group's work is the same as it was on the operational dashboard, but it's also shown here. My team's workload, this is really neat. Obviously, we have a colorful pie chart, and you can select how you want to see the information. So right now, this pie chart is showing people in the change management assignment group and how many tickets we have. So Rebecca Jones has 3, Ellen has 2. I'm not sure why it's cutting it off. There we go, scroll down a little bit. And you can see other people on the team and how many tickets they have. If you actually click in the pie chart, I'll click on myself, it'll show the tickets that that particular person has been assigned and what they're working on. So I'm gonna go back. Another neat thing about this widget here, My Team's Workload, is if you scroll down, it also shows task count, percentage of tasks, who they're assigned to. If you switch assigned to the state, now it just shows in, the state of the tickets on your team. So we have 62.5 tickets, work in progress. 2 of them are open, 1 has been resolved. Let's scroll down a little bit, and this little table here just shows it to you in a different way. So that is Manager Dashboard. And again, you can set this as a favorite. Just click the hamburger bun, create it as a favorite, and now you have it under your favorites. That's Manager Dashboard. Any questions on that?
Not so far.
Okay. Moving right along here. Now I'm going to jump over to column headers. And I'm going to get to a nice long list of tickets. So I'm going to go into incidents. And it's filtered to show me as the caller. So I'll just click on all to remove that filter. So now these are all of the incident tickets out on campus. And let's talk about these column headers up here. Again, you can right click on these column headers and export if you'd like. And even though I clicked on, for example, I just clicked on caller, but it will export the entire list. It won't just export the caller column. It'll export the entire list. So I'm going to scroll over and see what we have. Assigned to, updated, updated by are the last columns. If I want to reorder these, let's say I want updated by, not on the right side of my screen, but I want it over here on the left side of my screen. You click on this gear here to update personalized list. And now we're in the personalized list columns screen. Selected are all of the column headers that I currently have on my screen, and available are the ones that I can add to my selected column headers. So I said I wanted updated by to be moved around a little bit. So if I highlight updated by and move it up and click OK, now I have updated by on the left side of my screen, and I don't have to scroll over to the right to see it. Let's say I don't even want updated by as an option. I want something else. I can click on the gear again. I'm going to click on updated by and send it back to available. It says remove, but I'm really just sending it back to the available list. And let's say I want urgency over there instead. Or actually, you know what? I want both. I want to keep both, updated by and urgency. I'm going to send them both over there. And I want updated by to stay on the right side of my screen, but I want urgency moved up next to caller. And click OK. So now I have an urgency column added. And I have updated by, that's back over there. And that is how you rearrange your column headers. Add, take away, and reorder. No questions on that, it looks like. Okay, so I'm going to jump into some filtering now. Filtering's a lot of fun. To start filtering, you're going to click on what I always call the filter builder. I don't know, it has an exact name. Okay, Allison says it's okay, so I'm going to go with that. Or the funnel icon. That's how you open your filtering option. And let's say I want to see all of the tickets that change management has closed since we went live with ServiceNow. So what you can do is in the choose field option, I said we wanted to see all tickets assigned to change management. So these options down here, these are all just column headers. And I know assignment group is one. So I'll show you can scroll down and click on assignment group. Is, other options is not, is empty. You can see them all there, but I know I want to see enterprise applications change management tickets. And we want to see the state of closed. So we're going to choose the and condition. And the field, we want to know the state of closed tickets. So I could scroll down and find state in here, or I could just type state in the search box. And it gives me incident state, major incident state, state. Just go with the regular old state. State is closed. And we want to see tickets that have been closed, not closed by. Closed by, you could do that too if you want to see a specific, person. If my manager wanted to see tickets that were closed by me, she could select closed by and then put in my name, but we want to see the whole team. So we choose closed, and we want to see between the dates of something. And we went live on the 30th of July. So I can choose from the calendar 30. And today. So all of my filters are in place, and I want to see my list. So I'm going to go back up and click Run Filter. There we go. So it looks like we have closed 2 tickets. Now to get back, you just hit the back button. And, oh, I just lost all my filters. Didn't mean to do that. All right, so that is how you can set some filters. That one was specific to look at closed tickets. Let's do one more. And then I'll show you how to save a list or favorite a list. So I'm going to do assignment group again. Let's say I'm going to play the role of my manager. Let's say she wants to see all of the tickets that our team has opened 7 days or more ago. So we'll type in assignment group is, and I'll keep picking on my team, enterprise applications. And she wants to see the state is, she wants to see all new tickets, or we're going to do an or condition, not a whole new condition, but she wants to see or the state is in progress, or the state is on hold. And we're going to add a different condition now. She wants to see opened. So all the tickets that were opened and not on a specific date. We want to go relative, on or before looks like it defaulted to minutes. We're going to change it to days, 7 days ago. And we'll run that. So we only have one ticket that's still in progress that was opened 7 days ago. And let's see, I want to get back. I don't want to remove.
You wanted to get back to the
Yeah.
unfiltered view.
No, there we go. So say this is a list that we really like and that you want to run often. You can save this as a favorite. And to do that, you can click the hamburger bun and click create favorite. And you can name it incidents 7 days old and click done. And now we have that always saved. Or notice there is a save filter. And when you click on save, there's a field that pops up that says save as, and I'll just name it the same thing. This is just another option, 7 days old incidents. And I'll click save. So now the question is, where did it go? The answer is, let me just go back to a regular old list of incidents. Up in your hamburger bun, the first option that says filters, and then it says edit personal filters, and it says, obviously you can see I've played with this a little bit, 7 days, 7 day old incidents. That's the one that I just did. So I'm going to click on that, and there's the results right there. So what's the difference between saving a filter or favoriting a filter? I believe if you save it as a favorite, it'll just be amongst all the other things that you have saved as a favorite. If you just save it outright, it will be saved with other filtered lists that you have done. And that's the big difference there. And that is it on the demo for filtered lists. And I guess we're at 30 minutes now, so it's time for some Q&A.
All right. So thank you, Rebecca. So again, if you have any questions about what Rebecca's covered, or at this point, we can just open it up to any questions that you have in general. We're happy to take those and answer them. And if we can't answer them today, we'll do some research and get back to you. Jackie, have we gotten any so far?
We don't have any yet.
Okay, so we're going to tap dance for just a little while we give you some time to put in your questions. So please go ahead and ask us anything. I want to mention again the survey. So I know some of you are already probably building your own reports. I'm very advanced, and so this was kind of a level set to get people familiar who are less in the weeds of ServiceNow already. So when we send that survey, please send us the topics that you'd like to learn more about, and we can develop webinars specifically on those topics. So be on the lookout for that webinar a little bit later today.
We do have one comment that came in from Nicole.
Okay.
Nice work, Rebecca. It's really clear and helpful.
I think I know what Nicole that was, and I appreciate that, Nicole.
And then we did get a couple of questions. Joey asks, is there a way for fulfillers to see clients' open issues easily so we don't have two people working on something the client submitted twice or submitted and called about?
So on the caller field, there's a little eye beside it. You can see any open incidents they have, but there's not a great way, we're still kind of chasing this, there's not a great way to see like the entire client history at once. So that could be, closed or open. There's just a good way to see what's currently open. So that might work for what you're looking for.
Thanks, Allison.
All right. And then we have a question from Jason. It says, how often does ServiceNow sync with assignment group changes made via Grouper?
For pushing in new members, it's about an hour and a half difference. So for taking out, the ServiceNow team is still working on determining that schedule. I believe currently it's set to once a week, but we definitely recognize that needs to be much quicker than that.
All right, thank you. We have a question from Stacy. When we resolve an incident, it's still not closed, but we do have a way to mark it closed. Is that correct?
You can change a resolved incident to closed on your own, but really you should be letting your customer make that determination. So when you resolve an incident, it's basically giving your customer 3 business days to say, yes, I agree that this has been resolved, or actually, no, I'm still experiencing issues. If the customer hasn't done that within those 3 business days, a resolved incident automatically goes to the closed state.
Okay. Next question from Kim. How do you set a refresh interval on a dashboard?
Yeah. So I
Do you know?
I
Yeah.
think you could do that with home pages, but not the dashboards.
I haven't found great answers for that. The actual workaround I found from a ServiceNow staff member was actually to set up a plugin on your browser to do refreshes. I don't know if that's something you want to do. It apparently seems like a decent workaround according to them.
Another thing is on each
report you can set a
each widget has a little, if you go to the upper right, I'm doing it right now, you'll see the little circle arrow refresh icon pop up. So you can do it manually too if you want.
Can't you also set refreshes for the components of a dashboard? And
like the reports that are
yeah,
making up a dashboard you can, but I don't know a way to do it on dashboard level.
yeah.
All right. That's all we have for right now.
Someone raised their hand.
Okay.
Someone named Lisa raised their hand. Maybe she's typing now.
Can we unmute one person?
Let's see. Or you can do it, right?
I can. Is it? I don't see the hand raised though.
Yeah, you should be seeing it.
Right? Wouldn't it show
If-
here?
Although I think if they take it down.
Yeah, she might have taken it.
Oh,
Oh,
She was just testing
okay.
out the features of Zoom. That's
Oh, okay. Okay.
okay. So William commented and said, you probably don't want to on the entire dashboard since the query will get rerun. And on the current operational dashboard, the bottom query is quite heavy and taxing.
It is.
Okay.
So that's for the refreshing that you don't want to
Yeah, at the dashboard.
do that. Thanks for that, William.
Cool. So we'll give it another few minutes and see if anybody has another question to type.
Can I actually ask a question? Going back to Stacy mentioned if you can close an incident ticket. I found that say the fulfiller resolves an incident ticket and the customer gets notification and the customer agrees, yes, this is resolved.
Mm-hmm.
Then the fulfiller could say, oh, they sent me an email and they agreed.
Absolutely.
How do they go in and actually manually change it? They could just leave it and in 3 days it'll close on its own. But if the customer responds to them and says, yes, this is great, can they go in manually and do that?
Yeah.
You want to show me how? If I'm in an incident ticket? Or maybe that's another webinar.
Stacy's commenting and said that her ticket was generated from a cybermation process failing, and that's why she asked.
Okay.
Oh.
So maybe we could show it then. That would be great. Can you see?
I have, yeah, can you see my screen?
I can.
Okay. I'm in a test one, so we can close this one
Is
out.
it open already?
It's in progress.
So you have to actually resolve.
Okay, I'll resolve
and
it.
then I believe you can set the state to closed.
I'm going to resolve it. Done. And resolve. Okay.
All right, so you're gonna have to go find it again
Yep, no problem.
because it's gonna take you back out of your list. All right, so state is on the right-hand side.
Yep.
Oh, crap.
So that's, okay, sorry. That's what I found. And I didn't see that there was a manual close. So I'm just like, okay.
Matthew
Yeah.
Matthew said you can close it because you are also the caller. Close incident in upper right.
Oh,
Thank you, Matthew.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
I knew it was there.
okay. So
Sometimes the pressure of
sorry.
the webinar makes
If
you
I
forget.
wasn't the caller.
The fulfiller would have to be yeah. So if you weren't,
Okay, that's probably why.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
yeah. So yeah, sorry, I can explain that now. So it's update and resolve until you resolve, and then the two buttons at the top change to update and close incident.
Oh,
So you
okay,
don't see
great.
the close incident until you've resolved it.
Okay. So if the customer says yes, then you can just go and then that button will be there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Teresa says you can also do it from a list view.
Yeah, you
Like
can
if you
change
wanted
this.
to change the group names.
True.
Oh, okay.
Great.
Okay, so we have a question from Lisa. Can everyone get the option to see the pie display?
For the manager dashboard, Lisa?
That would be my
I think so.
assumption.
Yeah, everyone should be able to see it.
Already, yeah.
Yeah, already.
Yes.
We ran into something last week where actually I couldn't see it, but then someone did some behind the scenes something and then all of a sudden I could see it. So maybe we need to look at that again. I'm guessing, Lisa, when you look at manager dashboard, you can't see the pretty pie chart, but that's something we'll have to look into. Because yes, everyone should be able to see that.
Yeah, because we don't have additional roles designated to managers right now.
Right, yeah. Because I am not a manager and I can see this.
All right. Another question from Stacy. Why does sometimes the tiles get out of order? For example, group membership tile?
Group membership.
On the operational dashboard.
Hmm.
I've not actually seen that happen.
So the widgets get out of order?
She said yes.
You can move the widgets. Yeah, I have no idea why they would get out of order without you actually moving them. Unless someone is editing it.
All right, we'll take that one down and find out the
I
answer.
know.
Yep, thanks, Stacy.
Okay. Do you know how to share? Can you share?
Oh, sure. I can
Yeah.
show you how to share an entire dashboard. I'm going to go back to my dashboards overview and I'll pick one of my fake dashboards. We'll go with strawberry.
Very useful.
Yeah, my pink dashboard. If I wanted to share it with someone, in the upper right corner, there's an icon. Then when you hover over, it says sharing. And right now I've shared it with my buddy Nicole. Let's say I want to share it with an entire group. I click this plus icon next to add groups and users. And recipients, I'll share it with my entire team, which is enterprise enterprise applications change management. And it says send an email invitation. So everyone on my team will get an email that I'm sharing a dashboard with them. And I will say something very nice, sharing this with you. Please feel free to add widgets, but don't take any away. And the reason why I just said you can add some, but please don't take any away is because I'm not just going to give them viewing rights, I'm going to let them edit as well. And then I'll share it with them. So then all of them will get an email, and now I've shared a dashboard, my strawberry dashboard with them. If, say, I wanted to just do an individual, I will share it with Allison Campbell. And I'll take away this message because she's just going to view it. She's not going to be editing it, and I'll share it. And now she will be able to see the dashboard and not make edits. If you ever want to see who you've shared it with later on, you can always come back to this sharing icon, and it'll have a list of everyone you've shared it with. And if you click on that actual individual, you'll see Allison Campbell. She can view. Let me go back to the profile. Enterprise applications can edit. I can always change that to just view and save. Nicole can edit, but let's say Nicole's leaving and she won the lottery and she's going to go live in the Bahamas. She doesn't need this list anymore. So I'm going to remove Nicole's access. And that's how you can share entire dashboards. But the reports part of it, as Allison said, is something different. You have to get permissions for that.
Okay, so a couple of questions actually related to this dashboard.
Okay.
Actually, I think it's both the same question. One from Casey is, how did you make those list of links on Strawberry? I think in the widget. And from Anne, she said, the quick links widgets, how did you make these?
I didn't make them. I'll let Allison talk.
So these are some standard widgets that you can just pull in. I think if you click the plus, I did this like months ago, so
Yep.
sorry. I think if you click the plus sign, you might have to, I think.
I was just playing around with
Yeah.
this, but I scrolled down to system applications. There we go. System applications. And I was really just playing around with these.
Yeah.
You can see on my dashboard, I have incident, but here's an incident too. And it gives you a preview. And then you just click add. And now it's up here on my dashboard.
So you don't have to make everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Already there for you.
Yep.
I think that's one of the challenges. There's so much out there.
There
to
are.
wade through. Yeah.
There's so much.
All right. Going back to the reports, Anne asked, what is the role name they need to request?
If you just say you need to, don't worry about that. If you just say you need to be able to share reports with others, we know what that means.
Okay. And William says, also when sharing dashboards, it's important to note that you have to share the underlying reports for them to be able to view if the dashboard contained custom reports and not global reports. Otherwise, they'll see the dashboard, but the reports won't load.
Right.
That's right.
Thanks for that, William.
Yeah, that's true.
I just want to mention one other thing about dashboards is, although you can save dashboards as a favorite, the last dashboard that you have up on your screen will always be the one that when you click on your old well or when you log back in, that'll be the one that shows. So you don't set one as the default. It'll always just show whichever was the last one that you looked at. So if I go back to my operational dashboard.
You can also use the drop down, right?
Yes. Oop.
Yeah,
There we go. And Anita, as she just mentioned, you can also use the drop down to change your dashboard. But let's just say I was back in my incident screen, and when I click on the old well to go back to the main screen, it put me back on the last dashboard I was in.
All right.
We don't have any other questions right this second.
And I think we're getting close to time, right?
We're about 45 minutes in, yeah.
Okay. So I think we'll probably go ahead unless somebody's rapidly typing. I don't know if you can see that.
Can't see that, but
I think we'll go ahead and close this webinar. And just as a reminder, we did record this and it will be posted on the servicenow.sites.unc.edu website. So I'm sure most of you have found that already. And we'll put it out there. Look for another webinar announcement in the next week or so. And also, just one more plug for the survey. So please do fill out the survey. It's just to give us an idea of kind of where you're at with what you're interested in learning right now. So it may take us a little bit longer to get the topic together if it's super advanced, but we'll work on it and would really, really appreciate your feedback on that. So be on the lookout. So thanks everybody for joining us today, and we'll talk to you again in the next week or so. Oh, another plug for the office hours. Tuesday, 3:00. Be there or be square. Don't get to say that often enough anymore. All right. Thanks, everybody.